So, Nicole, thank you for coming in today
My pleasure.
and uh, and doing this little interview testimonial video. Um, so you contacted me. I mean, we've known each other for a while, so it's really cool. But you contacted me regarding a dog that you were going to adopt, Harry.
Yes.
And you're just a little bit worried about picking him up from a long distance away and then integrating him into your family.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a real, like, my heart kind of broke because he was a rescue puppy. And even though he was still young, I'd known that he'd already been moved around 3 times. And when I spoke to the rescue lady who really, really loved him, but she kept talking about him being anxious and knowing that he'd moved around, knowing that we were traveling along space, knowing that we had, a whole different family that he'd been a part of, dogs. I also, I was calling in to see my mum who had dogs. We had cats. Like it was like bringing a new baby home. I was like, okay, how do I actually um, make this the best experience for him and also the other animals as well, but to make the best experience for him, that he came in comfortable and knew that he was loved and that this was actually stability for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, um, your main concern was about the fact that he was a rescue, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and he was a rescue dog, yeah, and that he'd known that he'd gone from his where he was born and went through the rescue process, and knowing that the lady had said that he was already had anxiety.
oh, brilliant. So, but how did you find the session?
Oh, I found the session wonderful because as soon as I thought about it, I knew obviously the right answer was to contact you. But it was that I knew that you would help me find information about Harry, but I also knew your experience in animals as well, that you understood not only what Harry needed, but also as a new dog owner. Not that I hadn't had dogs, but we spoke about his gut. It was just a really full session that you were able to help me, and you actually brought things up that I wasn't aware of as well. So came away from the session feeling really confident in going to pick Harry up, and that he would be that I was confident and he would be confident to come home with me. And he was waiting at the gate for me when I got there, which we talked about.
Yeah, yeah. So, how did you feel after the session, like you and yourself?
Yeah, I felt really confident and settled because before the session, I had a lot of anxiety too, um, about picking it up. Was it the right decision? Because I knew that we had, because he wasn't planned, but he came up, and because really we were looking at, it's been 8 weeks or just over 8 weeks now that we've had him, and it was like, okay, we weren't planning to have him, but he came up, so it was like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Are we the right parents? He's a large dog. Are we the right parents for him? So I had a lot of anxiety, but when I came off the call, I was confident and really felt that I had it. Like I went and got everything that we talked about. I was prepared and confident to go and pick him up. So and obviously excited. So yeah, I felt like we made the right decision.
Um, so afterwards, like you picked him up and then you were on the journey home and you stopped at your mum's. Um, what impact do you think the session had on the journey and then afterwards, after you got home?
First of all, I'm going to start before I picked him up because I got to the out town before, and you had said start talking to him before you pick him up. Let him know you're coming. Talk to him about everything. And as I said, he was at the gate by himself waiting for me. And I said, "Hello, Harry," and we actually already knew each other. Like we knew each other. So I think that preparation that you set me up for helped with everything else. So I went in and he sat on my knee and he sat beside me on the couch and I took treats. I took his own treats for him, and because there was also another rescue dog there. So I sat down with the other rescue dog and spoke to him. And it was like he was already mine. Like there was no question that he didn't, but from the time I got there, he was beside my leg. So he was confident in coming. Then I'm like, okay, it's time to go. So we went and hopped in the car, he hopped in the back, put his seatbelt on. He laid down and went to sleep. And when we're talking, the drive was 3.5 hours. So I drove an hour to a park and then we stopped and got out and played. And the whole time this was going on, I was talking to him, telling him about who he was, who we were, his new home and all of that. Went to Mum's, called in, he got out, said hello. We jumped back in the car and came home, and then he got a little bit car sick, but that was because we were going around really crappy roads and he wasn't used to the car. Hopped out, let him in, and we haven't turned back. Like there hasn't been a moment where we've gone, oh, it just feels like he's been here forever. And I think that helped from that moment, from all the preparation we did and knowing what to do. And even like you spoke about how each family member should interact with him. So we took notice of that. Like my husband was very gentle, or was always lower than low, didn't over him, and now they're best friends. Like my son just adores him. My daughter, like he's a wolfhound, and she's 5'4", and she walks around carrying this wolfhound. So everyone, he's actually, we all call him our dog. Like he's actually become a really special and different relationship with each one of us. And I think after our session, the tips you gave me for each one of us of how to set that up really helped as well. And he's not scared of anything. From this dog that I messaged and said, I'm really worried about his anxiety. My husband was whippersnipping the other day and he decided to help. Like he's not even frightened of noises. New Year's Eve came the other day, and we stayed home with him because of the fireworks and things like that. Well, he heard the first one and jumped, and then ran to us. Then the next ones went off, and he went out on our deck and stood on our deck with his paws up, watching them. Like I just know how secure he felt. I think that would be that he felt secure. And I think that's from the tips that you gave us, the security, and even the gut health that we were able to, you mentioned about his gut health. So we've slowly changed that to that raw diet and stuff to help him there, because he was well looked after but thin, but now he's kind of not, but he's healthy now.
Yeah, he just looks gorgeous. Cool, thank you. It's just so nice to know that the work really does smooth out those transitional interactions, and everybody's relationship is different with your animal, and you can't just go, okay, this is the way we're going to be, and everybody's going to be that way. Because it's like people, everybody has a different connection with everybody else. So to have that information that and hats off to you for putting the information into action, because otherwise it's just information floating around out there from Harry. And but yeah, good on you for crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's and giving him the best start too.
But it also helped with the cats too. So, like I'd spoken from the information you gave me, they were here waiting, so they were about to get this massive 7-month-old puppy come and jump on them. And speaking to them about it as well prepared them. I actually have to have another session because one cat still runs off on him, so I need to work out his needs. But we're talking about Harry today. But the other one, they're best friends. Like if they don't. Like one will be somewhere and the other one, Milo and Otis, they just run off like that. And it's like, this is insane. And then the cat will give him a slap if he's misbehaving. But even down to that, I'm so happy that I did it. Like, I'm so happy that I did it because it really did give me peace of mind.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for coming along and sharing your story, a bit of your story. And I'm sure it's going to help other people see the importance of communication and connection at this level.
Oh, look, Jane, not only look, I see the other stories. Like I have friends that have reached out to you as well. I know you've helped someone with their end of life, with their pet. I saw a mutual friend of ours. You're helping her at the moment, with different things with her cat. I've just got to tell people it's invaluable just for how well you feel as the human side of it, communicating with the animal, knowing that you're not because they can't speak. You don't want to take advantage of them or do the wrong thing, because we try to humanize our animals sometimes and forget that that's not our job. And that's a connection that you give us as well.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, thank you so much again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, Jen. Bye.
Bye.